Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Collin Mazzaratie-Evermore, and you are about to watch episode 2 of the Collin Mazzaratie-Evermore Experience Show. I would like to give a huge shout out to everyone that watched episode 1, everyone who commented, everyone who shared on social media, everyone who just gave like their overall support of episode 1. I greatly appreciate it. Listen, doing things like this, it's a big gamble, but so far I've got nothing but positive feedback, great feedback, and I'm super duper excited about it. Now in episode 2, I am going to do a few cleanups from episode 1, and then I'm also going to give out my come out story. All of us have a come out story, honey. Yes. And then I'm also going to give a few shout outs to a few individuals who was helping me along the way with getting Collin Mazzaratie Evermore Experience Show off the ground. Again, you are about to watch episode 2. Boom. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and get episode 2 of the Collin Mazzaratie Evermore Experience Show kicked off. I am your host, Collin Mazzaratie Evermore. I am also your Divo of the Bevo. Yes, over on Morgan Fort, owned by the fabulous Nick and Derek, which are my pops, honey. Yes. And I am also your Mr.Pride STL 24. Ooh, which, by the way, you guys, our give up is in April, okay? And my queen, king, Mrs. and Mix, along with myself, we have had a phenomenal reign, and all of us have been working so hard in our own realm to be sure that we had a successful reign. And listen, when I say this give up is going to be epic, we are going to be defining gravity after this give up, okay? And for you all that haven't watched Wicked, you need to go watch it, okay? Because you're going to see what I mean by Pride STL 24 Court is going to be defining gravity. We have all been so great in our own realms and doing things. And I could not have ran with a better court, okay? I could not have been able to do this with a better court or different court, and I love each and every last one of my court members so much. So I'm excited about our give up. So yeah, you might hear me say this for a couple of more months, and then after that you won't hear me say nothing about Mr. Pride 24. We'll see because we got some stuff in the works, so we'll see. But I really fast wanted to clean up some things from episode 1. So I said a person's name wrong. I want to be sure I get their names right because I am a person of respect, and I also respect everyone that's paid away for all entertainers in the LGBTQIA community. Okay, Victoria Rose. I said the name wrong in the first episode. I wanted to make sure I get it correctly. Victoria Rose is a phenomenal performer. Have been performing for a very long time, like breaking down barriers for different drag queens in the St. Louis scene and out. And they also founded the Divas of the Grove, which is at Rehab Bar and Grill on Saturdays. Okay. Now, the show director for the Divas of the Grove is Alexis Carrington Steele, which is also another phenomenal entertainer. Now, I'm not going to go into all of the Divas of the Grove because I'm going to have an episode that is tribute to them. So we're not going to go into all of their names. But I just want to say those few names real fast and also correct myself on the name that I said wrong the first episode because I'm a man of my word. Okay. Also, so I was in a relationship with someone for 11 and a half years. And they watched my episode and they reached out to me and said, "Hey," I said, "What's up?" so you was wrong about something. I said, what was I wrong about? And they were like, you said your first time ever performing was over at the Gray Fox. I was like, it was. And it was like, no, it was not. And all of a sudden my phone dinged. And I said, oh, he was like, correct. So I need you to fix that. I was like, damn. I was like, okay. So my first time performing was not at the Gray Fox. My first time performing was at the Complex. And I have the video of it. So let's go ahead and let's watch this video. Listen, okay, so the Complex hosted a amateur night for people who was not established entertainers but wanted to become entertainers. Okay, at that time I became, or my name was, sorry, at that time was King Divo or more. King Divo or more. That's what the Divo is on the draws that y'all see. Okay, and I said to myself, oh my God, like I forgot all about that performance. And as you see, had no clothes on. So it wasn't new for me not to have clothes on. I'm sorry, I haven't like clothes my whole life. Okay, so it is what it is. But I was in total awe. Like, what? I forgot all about this. And so that was actually my first time performing. So I want to be sure that I cleaned that up and say my first time performing was not at Gray Fox. My first time performing was at the Complex. But I think that was my first and only time I performed there. I don't think I performed there anymore on any amateur nights after that, even though I got first runner-up that night. I did get first runner-up that night because it was audience choice. And it was me and a drag queen. So, of course, a drag queen was going to, outbeat me. Okay, like, at that time, because drag queens are everything. Okay, they big hair, fancy makeup, ball gown dresses. They listen. Back then, the queens was dancing. Okay, they were some dancing queens. All right, and I love it. So now that I cleaned all of that up, let's go ahead and get into my coming out story. Ooh. I hope this is not triggering to anyone who does not or did not have a great coming out story, or who had a great coming out story, because all of our coming out stories are different. So this is my experience with me coming out. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I go ahead and say that for my viewers that are watching. And I'm also not giving any kind of hints to how people need to come out, because people need to come out in their own realm. Okay, they need to come out in their own realm. Because trust me, I've dated a few people who are still in the closet. A few, so only 2 individuals who are still in the closet, and to this day will never out them, because they need to come out on their own and and have acceptance of what they like on their own. Okay, so as a young child, I literally felt different than all of the other individuals in my neighborhood, like all the other males in my neighborhood. I was not there playing football and basketball. No. I literally was over there playing double dutch with the girls. I was over there playing Barbie dolls with the girls. I literally was looking at the guys like, oh my God, why am I so attracted to them? Like, what is going on? Again, at a young age, you don't know that. You have to be taught or told, this is that. And so I literally was like, I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but I feel this way. Now, also at a younger age, I was also more feminine than I am now. Oh, I thought somebody had something to say. Okay, that's why I set up like that. No, no, I was way more feminine than I am now. I had a switch in my walk. My mouth popped all the time. Okay. Like my neck rolled all the time. Like I was a lot more feminine at a younger age. But as I got older, my masculinity kicked in. Like my masculinity said, bro, I'm here. Hello. Now, at times I can still get a little queenie if I need to, but then also I can get a little trade if I want to. Like it works itself out for me, and I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. So I'm very sure. Oh, I was literally, had a towel on my head, swinging around a tree. So I'm very sure my mom and them all had already had a feeling that, oh my God, my son is gonna grow up and be a queen. I haven't spoken to my mom about if she actually felt that way, but I'm very sure she did. I'm very sure she did. So at a young age, I knew I was different, and I got teased a lot for that. In middle school and elementary school, I got teased a lot. Now in high school, I didn't get so much teased about being gay, and I got teased or about being feminine. I did get teased a lot for being on the flag line though, which I find that really weird. Like it wasn't the fact that, oh, you're gay, you're the F word. I'm not going to say the F word on here, but you're the F word. What do I want? Yeah, no, it was, oh, you're a flag boy. You're trailing the flag. So my coming out story, and I'm going to tell these few stories leading up to it. So between middle school and high school, so you got middle school, summer, high school. I'll allow you guys to go ahead and determine the timeline. Okay. I had my first kiss with a guy, and I felt like, oh my God, like this was amazing. My first kiss. Me and this individual like hung out the whole summer. We talked about high school and what we want to see in high school and things like that. Now, this individual was more advanced in a lot of things in that area than I was at that time. I was a slow learner when it came to, the whole gay, bisexual, boy supposed to be with a girl supposed to be the boy, because I did grow up seeing male and females always together. Okay. My aunts, great aunts, uncles, all of them, my mom, they all had the opposite sex all the time. So that's why I tell people it's not about how you were raised, clearly, because I grew up in that era. Like I grew up seeing a man and a woman, husband and wife all the time. And I still grew up to be a little flame. But that's not the topic right now. So get into high school, I'm starting to find myself. Dated a few girls in high school or whatnot, and I did explain to these females, that I'm a little different. And one of them was able to talk to me about my sexuality. And to this day, literally, me and that individual, we communicate from time to time. She's a beautiful individual. She lives right now in Texas and has 3 beautiful children, beautiful husband, all that good old jazz. Like she has the married life. Okay. But she told me this. She's like, I ain't gonna call it because it's the Collin Mazzaratie-Evermore experience show. Okay. So Collin. Anybody got a problem with that? Oh, okay. Okay. So she was like, Collin, it's okay. You like both genders. You're bi. I'm like, bi? She's like, you're bisexual. I'm like, it's bisexual. And so she had to coach me through that. Cool. So in high school, again, before I came out to anybody in my family, in high school, I had this group of friends, and we all knew that we were different. Okay, so you had Collin, which is me. You had Mo, Larry, Curly. Okay. You had me as I was the school spirit of the high school. I was the, like cheerleader, flag line, like into everything. I knew everybody, okay, in high school. Then you had Mo, who was the shy individual. He was shy, he was weird, but he was very spicy. Okay. Um, you had Larry, who was the fashionista. Larry was fashion, head to toe, fashion down. All of the girls was around him because that was just his social battery. He literally talked to everybody. And the fact that the boy could dress, he could dress from head to toe. Like, then you had Curly. Curly was the sex appeal of the group. So you guys seen Mean Girls. If you seen Mean Girls, we were the four gay plastics of our high school. Because sometimes we were mean. We were. We were. And if they watching this, they know. We were mean at times, But that's because it came with the territory. Because again, it was us four, and we literally, we were the gay plastics of the high school. And then with Curly, everybody wanted to date him, whether he was a male or female. I don't give a damn who he was, because the boy was sexy. Okay, the boy was sexy, and he was light skinned. So everybody wanted to date him. So he had us four. So, and then I'll get in another episode. I'll get into that friendship a little more deeper. But this is my coming out story. This is how I came out to my family, because apparently, like I said, everyone around middle school and high school already got the gift. Okay. You think you're smart as shit since you got your degree, huh? whatever Monique said in that movie, whatever she said, however she said it. So I end up dating this individual, this young man, and he taught me how to love. He taught me how to love. He taught me how to be romantic. He taught me a lot about myself and what I wanted from someone else in all areas. Okay. In all areas. Okay. One day I was on my front porch. He was out there playing street football with the other guys, and I was on my front porch. And when I was younger, I was very emotional. Like, I would cry at the drop of a hat. I was very just like sensitive. But he loved it. Like, that's what he loved about me. And so after he got done playing football, street football with the other guys, he came up, like, "What's wrong with you, man? Like, what's wrong? You okay?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I think I should tell my mom." And he was like, "What? Excuse me?" And he was like, "No, I don't think we need to tell your mom. I don't think we need to go there." I was like, "No." I said, "I really want, if nobody else knows, I really want my mom to know." And he was like, "Well, listen, that would hurt us more if our parents found out, because he was an upperclassman. So he knew a lot more about it than I did." And he was like, "Listen, it's going to hurt us in the long run." And so I was like, "I believe we can do this. I believe, we could tell my mom and everything will be okay." So he went in and got my mom. Now, mind you, when he went in and got my mom, he had on just basketball shorts and shoes, had on no shirt. And when I tell y'all, this man had a body of a god. Body of a god. When I mean muscles, chest, abs, and to this day he still has them. He still, now we are not friends. Like, we're not associates. We're not even associates, and it's sad, but we're not even associates. We still follow each other on social media, and then when that individual come back to St. Louis and we see each other, I will speak and keep it pushing. Do I wish it would be different? Yes, but it is what it is. Life is what it is. Okay, that was back in 2004 and 5 and part of 6. Okay, so it is what it is at this point in time now. We're in 2025. Okay, that was almost 20 years ago. Oof, Jesus, almost 20 years ago. So Anyway, he had a body of a goddess, because I did just jump back to 2004 and 5, y'all, because if y'all see this man in his body and the way that man can kick it, anyway, cut, done. All right. He went and got my mom. And so, he went in and got my mom. And my mom came out on the front porch. And of course, like I said, I was crying. And my mom punched him in his arm. I was like, "What you do to my son?" And he was like, "I didn't do it." I said, "Mom, he didn't do anything." I was like, "Mom, why don't punch him?" You know, they're like, "He didn't do anything." She said, "So what's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Well, I want to tell you something." And he's literally supporting me in having this conversation with you. And she's like, "Okay." I was like, "And I don't know how you're going to take it." And my mom says, "What, you like guys?" What? Tears dried up immediately. What? My mama said, "Yeah, you like guys." She was like, "Oh, I've been new." She like, "I've been new." She said, "I was just waiting on you to feel comfortable enough to come and have a conversation with me." Then she turned around, look at him, and says, "Oh, your mama know too." She's like, "We already had a conversation with each other about you too." What? Now, at this time, he lived like not even 2.5 minutes from my house walking distance. Baby, like if you took the side street down, went down maybe 4.5 blocks, went down the alley, you know, and then poof, his house was maybe 2 or 3 houses down from the alley. Okay. We were that close to each other at that time. And so came out to my mom, and she was like, "Listen, baby, I don't care what you do. I don't care who you fall in love with. I just want you to be careful." Okay. She said, "But also be mindful of the people that you do talk to, because not everybody's going to be understanding about your sexuality." And that's when my mom set me down and had the full-fledged conversation with me about sexuality, gay, bi, indifferent, trans, all of that good old things. And so then it was time to come out to to my other family members. On my mom's side, my aunts, my uncles, they all already knew. They were like, "Oh, we kind of figured from the time you was um knee high to a grasshopper." Is what the old folks used to say? Knee high to a grasshopper. They was like, "We already knew this. We trust me, we kind of figured." You know, the hardest person for me to come out to at that time was my dad, because I am the oldest on my dad's side. So I'm the oldest, and at that time was the only son. Like, he had 3 other girls under me, and then it was me, and I was the oldest. So it was hard. And coming out to my father was the hardest thing possible, or talking to my father about it. But when I had a conversation with my dad actually took it very well. My dad literally was like, "You are my son, and I'm going to love you regardless. And if anybody got a problem with it, they're going to have to deal with me." When my mom and my dad was like, "We knew, we fine, we want you to be happy," nobody else in the world mattered. Now, let me say this. I am a grandmother's boy. Like, I'm a grandmama's baby. I'm not a mama's boy, I'm not a daddy's boy. I'm a grandmama's baby on both sides. Coming out to my grandparents were also hard. Now, I told my grandmother on my mom's side, which again, loving, kind of, she already knew. My mom, the one that decided to tell my grandmother on my daddy's side. Okay. My grandmother on my dad's side, she is a lot more, um, she's not, what word am I trying to find? She is a lot more old school, where the Bible says what your particular lifestyle is not right, but you're my grandson and I still love you, but don't think that I'm going to be okay with it. I didn't get put out the house. I didn't get disowned. And I know a lot of individuals are not going to have the same coming out story. And I still to this day feel like it's hard and horrible for individuals to want to come out to their families and their family does not accept them. You don't have to agree with my lifestyle, but pushing me off or throwing me away or making me feel like you got to send me away it's really hurt. It's a really hurtful thing. But I didn't have that. I got more pushed off from like schoolmates and things like that. And who are y'all? Y'all can't help me or do anything for me. Okay. So listen. Oh, it is what it is. So that is my coming out story. That individual and I, we stayed together for a little minute. Then they went to college. I was still in high school, and nobody was wrong. Nobody did anything wrong. It's just that they're in college. I'm in high school. College and high school, different experiences. My senior year came around. I had a lot more experience going on. In college, they had a lot more experience going on. So that was that. It's crazy how you think back over your life and you think back over those times. Sometimes it was joyful. I ain't gonna lie to you. And for me, coming out to my parents and my parents being acceptive opened up a whole realm for me in a positive light. And it's like, it is what it is. I am who I am. My mom, my dad, my siblings, my aunts, my uncles, they all accept me for who I am. So no matter what nobody else thought or what nobody else said, it didn't matter. As long as I had my family, I was grand. Okay. So that is my coming out story. I wanted to go a little bit more into a lot of more details, with different things, but we can do that on another episode because, this is on YouTube. I got to be careful with what I say for real. Because again, I don't need nobody flagging me. Really fast. So I want to give a quick shout out to a few of my sponsors. One of the sponsors who sponsored me and this individual been friends since they hit me with the bathroom door in middle school, and we became friends instantly. Okay, like we've been friends ever since then. I want to give a shout out to the one, the only Miami Barrett Conwell, my best friend, my ace boom coon, my best female friend, my ace boom coon, yin and yang, like baby, and we're still going strong. That was 2002, 2001, 2002, and we're in 2025 now, and we still friends. Like, listen, you don't find that going around too many times. But then also I want to give a shout out to a company called Framed Photographies. Okay, Framed Photographies is a photography company here in St. Louis, Missouri, owned by the one, the only Dwayne Houston. They take a lot of my pictures. They do a lot of my videos. And I want to give a shout out to them. They are my sponsors. If you would like to become a sponsor for the Collin Mazzaratie-Evermore Experience show, please message me or comment. I can let you know how you can become a sponsor, how you can get a shout out. If you want to have any of your products featured on an episode of mine, please inbox me, message me, comment, let me know. I do respond to my messages. If it's not me, I have a part-time assistant that checks it from time to time and will do so. I will definitely have other people coming on with me soon, which I cannot wait. Ooh, who will give their experience, who will give their experience dealing with love, life, family, drag, and the community overall. And I'm super duper excited about that. Again, thank you all for tuning in to the Collin Mazzaratie-Evermore Experience. Again, I am your Divo of the Bevo and your Mr. Pride STL 24. Peace out.